Hey everyone, this is Nick Murray. Welcome to our 4th episode of TrailerSound. I'm super excited about today's show. It's a little bit different than the other ones we've had in the past. And first off, I do have to apologize for last week's show. We had a great interview lined up with Alexander Dmitrievich, and I was stuck at LAX airport for about 6 hours due to mechanical delay, and I did not make it back in time to the studio. So we'll get Alexander rebooked once we get an opening in the schedule here. But we do have an excellent show today. First off, I do want to thank our sponsors. Our first sponsor today is ReFX. If you guys don't know or haven't been to refx.com, go there now. Their synth called Nexus is one I've been using for years and years and years. It's absolutely amazing. There's tons and tons of presets and downloadable sound sets for it, and the quality is just second to none. So check out refx.com, and they do absolutely amazing stuff. Also, the show is presented by Switch, artist-driven trailer music. Check out switchtrailermusic.com for more info. So today we have a very special guest. Or two guests actually. Joining me today are Christoph Allerstorfer and Michael Maas. Hi guys.
Hey Nick. Hey Nick.
How's it going?
Hey. Everything's great, Nick. We first want to say thank you for this invitation for the show tonight, and have a lot of fun tonight with us.
Yeah, this is exciting. So Christoph and Michael are in 2 different locations. They make up the company Black Phoenix Music. So Christoph, why don't you tell us a little bit about where you are, and then we'll give Michael a chance to chime in and tell us where he is and how you guys work together from a remote location.
Yeah, sure. I'm from Austria. It's near Linz, and yeah, we've met over the internet, over SoundCloud. Michael posted some comments on songs from me, and yes, someday he asked me if we're gonna do a project together, and yeah, so this has started.
Great. And Michael, how about you? Where are you located?
I'm sitting here right in Germany, Saarland, in the near from the frontier of France, Frankreich, and 10 kilometers away from France. And yeah, I was looking on the internet for a good sound programmer for drums that sounds really nice, organic and natural, and I found music from Christoph, and I asked him to make some collaborations after that, and so after a time we had this project about Black Phoenix music to make trailer music together, because it really fits good together with our voice together to make music. Okay.
So you guys, you say you found each other on SoundCloud, but for those of us that use SoundCloud, it's a great resource. How did you come across each other's websites? Was it through a mutual friend, or how did you come across Christoph's SoundCloud page in the first place?
I think this was a posting from a friend. He posted his songs. I don't know really how I find him. I was only looking for some epic music, and it was a surprise to find him. I don't search him, you know. It was such a moment that I find this music on SoundCloud over a friend and listen to it, and then yeah, I contacted him. And it was one of the first contacts I had over SoundCloud for collaboration.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, for me too. I never did collaborations. I never was a fan of working with others, but that's changed.
I think that might be the case with lots of composers. We get used to sitting in our own room for hours on end, and we don't even know that there are other people out there in the world. So, and then once we do work with people, it's like, oh my gosh, you've got great ideas. This is kind of actually working, you know.
Yeah.
So how long has this been a solid collaboration? When was Black Phoenix officially founded, and when did you guys start working together?
Not long ago, I think 3 to 4 months. And the first song we did was a song we are gonna hear later with Julie Elven. And it was just a project, just to think if it could work. And we never talked about founding a company or doing a trailer album together. But it turned out really well, our collaboration, and we talked, and then we said, why not? Let's try it.
Great. So, you're in Austria, Michael's in Germany. Have you guys met to collaborate at all, or has it all been online, passing files back and forth, emailing stuff, posting stems, etc., etc.?
So at this time we haven't met each
So
other.
it's kind of like online dating.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, at least you know what each other looks like, so no one's gonna get killed or anything.
One time music dating perhaps. Yeah, okay, that's right. But yes, it was all about this song with Julie Elven. I started a collaboration with her with this song Elven Storm. That you will hear later here on TrailerSound. And it was really all about the song that we find it together. It's this major song of us that we founded Black Phoenix music.
Okay.
That's
Great. So he's talking about this this brand new song called Elven's Dawn, and we're going to be premiering that today. No one's heard it yet. We're actually doing a premiere on TrailerSound today. It's pretty cool. But before we get to that, I'd like to go ahead and play your guys' promo video so people can get a taste of what we're even talking about, so they can hear your music and hear some of these snippets off of your first album. Sound good? All right, here we go.
Who built you? My name is Marcus Wright.
You think you're human?
I am human.
We are dead! We are all dead! There is a storm on the horizon, a time of hardship and pain. This battle has been won, but the war against the machines rages on. We will not quit until all of it is destroyed.
It was software in cyberspace. There was no system core. It could not be shut down. The attack began at 6:18 p.m., just as he said it would. Judgment Day. The day the human race was nearly destroyed by the weapons they built to protect themselves. I should have realized our destiny was never to stop Judgment Day. It was merely to survive it. The Terminator knew. He tried to tell us. But I didn't want to hear it. Maybe the future has been written. I don't know. All I know is what the Terminator taught me. Never stop fighting. And I never will. The battle has just begun.
right, guys. That's awesome. Let me just say the music rocks. Just from those previews, it sounds amazing. Great composition, great production, and sounds like you guys have a real great collaboration going.
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Yeah, yeah. I did have a request here to turn up your guys' volume, so everyone who's watching, let me know if it's better now. The volume's better. So let me ask you guys a question. Why epic music? Why trailer music? As a composer, you could be doing rock music, you could be doing TV stuff, you could be doing radio jingles, you could be going into mainstream pop production. Why have you guys chosen this path?
Yeah, epic music is the most massive thing I can remember, and I always liked big epic music, also in metal and rock music. I always liked it when it's big and massive, and another thing about epic music is I really like to combine things which are unusual, and you have absolutely creative freedom. You can mix whatever comes to your mind, and there are no boundaries. That's the main reason I like this kind of music.
How about you, Michael? Why epic music for you?
Epic music is a big word. Epic. What is epic at this moment? Which I echo mainly from the soundtrack music before. I didn't compose always trailer music or stuff like this. I always try to make emotions in my compositions. And so after 1 year to compose music and soundtracks, it goes up to more epic music, more trailer music, and stuff like this. And I don't want to make epic music, but the end result is at the end epic music. That's what we write at this moment. Why?
So go with it. Yeah. I think that's interesting. I think that's something that attracts a lot of people to this style of music. Is for both those reasons. For both of what you said. For Michael, you said it's. It hits on your emotions. It's really emotional music, whether it be really emotionally uplifting or really emotionally intense or scary. It's within a short amount of time, you get moved in some way or another, and I think that resonates with people all across the world. And then Christoph, with what you said, it's limitless. You can do anything. You're not tied down to only using a guitar and a bass and a drum set, or only using, only strings or something. You can really do whatever you want. So what's then your backgrounds? How long have you been composing? Let's start with Michael this time. How long have you been into music? Did you go to school for this, or is this something you stumbled across?
I started really as a little child with music. So my parents did music too before. My dad was in a rock band here in Germany. My mother was singing after times like that. And so I grew up with music. I learned classical piano in a music school as a little child with the age of 5 years, and learned and studying stuff like harmony things and notes and reading notes, and in the school flute too and stuff like this. So I practiced all my life with music at this time.
Did you ever go away from music and get a normal job working at McDonald's or something, or work an office job and then kind of come back to music, or is this something you've done ever since you were 5 years old until now?
If I'm honest, I was a long time away from music for 3 or 4 years because I had not much time and I had not the intent to compose something. I had nothing to say. But last year I started with soundtrack music, and it comes everything out at one point that I don't do at this 5 years before. And so it was like an inspiration break or stuff like this, but I never break down with the music totally.
Right.
so I always practice the music, but not especially as composer or TrailerSound music, stuff like this. Yeah.
Okay. And how about you, Christoph? How long have you been doing music, and has a big chunk of that time been composing, or is you know, when did you start realizing like, okay, I love music, I've been playing music or whatever, and now I'm going to jump into buying a bunch of gear, trying stuff out, and really going full force into composition?
It also was quite early. I grew up, my parents always listened to classical music. They had no Beatles CD, just classical music. My father played the cello and my mother flute. And so I started to also play cello at the age of 6. And yeah, later I switched the cello to guitar and listened to metal music. I think my father was not amused. And yeah, I played in lots of bands and started to write songs. And I also recorded my first band on my father's computer. And I really liked working with recording music and working with mixing consoles and the whole recording process. And later I studied audio engineering, and yeah, the band split up, and then I built my studio and put all my focus on writing film music and in trailer music.
So have you, you both talk about doing film music. Did you do small films or TV stuff before getting into trailers? Is that something you guys have done?
Yeah, we did some. Yeah, Michael.
Yeah, Christoph. So you want to start? Okay, start. You can start.
Okay. Yeah, we did some smaller short movies and image movies and also TV stuff. Yeah, but nothing big.
Okay. Okay, let's see. We've got well, there's people were saying online that there's some echoing going on in the audio when you guys talk. I don't know what that is. So hopefully maybe they can chime in a second, because I know there's a delay in the broadcast. So just let us know, guys, if it's like really inaudible and there's too much delay. Let me know. I'll try bringing the Skype volume back down a little bit. See if that helps a little bit. Okay, so you got into trailer music, and has Black Phoenix, what's your guys' going to be approach to getting your music out there into movie trailers? You've got this great music, you're writing a bunch. How do you get it to the next step of getting this stuff in trailers and promos and stuff like that?
Actually, we are speaking with some trailer libraries in America. This was our first step, important step to get into the trailer music and soundtrack as well. But we can tell you at this moment some names or something, because we haven't signed a contract.
Okay.
But we are in speakings with especially a big library in America. And if we have something to 100%, we can tell you what it is, and you will see it on internet and Facebook. But we're gonna make the speakings this week, so hopefully we get a positive response. The trailer library really liked this movie. I did it for Wayne Benson, and if you say the same like you, the music is really great, and we wanna work with you together. And hopefully we can tell you this week a positive resonance from the trailer library.
Cool. So is that a trailer company or a trailer music company? I didn't quite catch that. Is that a publisher that's gonna that you're talking with, or straight to the trailers?
That's the library, trailer library. Okay.
For music, right? A trailer music library. Okay, got it.
Trailer music is especially trailer.
Got it. Okay, so yeah, I'm just asking that because I think some people might be curious as to how you go that route. how you write the music and then how you get it to the next step. So has social media played a big part? I know that was a big part in getting you guys to working together. Have you seen that success grow as you've posted songs on SoundCloud and YouTube as Black Phoenix?
Yeah. It's surprising how you can use today's social media to present your songs and get yourself noticed. And as we created our company and posted some stuff, and we posted the logo, and suddenly there was this interest, and the clicks and plays really went high with just with posting and networking.
Yeah. So let's, we've got a question here. This one has been emailed in by Adam Hepworth, who actually emailed us a question for Adam Gubman's show. He says, maybe you guys can give him some advice on this from your point of view. As a composer, should I be concerned about the final mix? Do composers mix their own cues, or specifically you guys, do you mix your own cues, or do you get them mixed by a professional mix engineer? Would potential clients see past a bad mix and see it for a good song and give you work, or does it need to be fully professional, mixed, and ready to go? What's your guys' experience on that?
Yeah, we are mixing our stuff for ourselves. With lots of plugins, and I think it's very important to make your song sound big and broadcast ready. And I think you get more attention if your song is really loud and mastered, and I think it's a really important part. And yeah, we could give it to mix engineers, but we are doing our mix for ourselves.
So then, are you getting them professionally mastered, or you're mastering in the box as well, or mastering in your studio?
We have
or both.
Both.
Okay.
The important things we go on to let we let these songs master.
Yeah. All right, so
but the other stuff.
Yeah, I think people will get a great sense of how you work when we see your studio, and we're gonna play again later in the show. We're gonna play the premiere of their song "Elven's Dawn," which, trust me, you guys want to hear. But first, let's take a look at behind the scenes of Christoph's studio. And I do apologize for my good friends at Verbal Vigilante and Chris Haig, because this studio is gonna blow you guys out of the water. So you definitely win the studio envy contest. So let's check out Christoph's studio, and then we'll, once you guys watch this, make sure to type in any questions you have about his workflow or process here.
This is my studio. This is my production desk, my guitar amps, and a drum set. Unfortunately, all in the same room. I've got a cello, my guitars, Fender, Fernandez, Ibanez musician from 1977, I think, and the ESP Viper. Here are my amps and cabinets, and I also got a electric cello. It's a cheap one, but it's fun to mess around with all these effects. Another preamp and a power amp, a little patch bay, so I can route every preamp or power amp to the cabinets. This is my Ecolette from the 70s, I think. diesel VH4, and I also got a Sun Model T. A really nice amp. This is my drum set. It's a Mapex. Cymbals are from Meinl. Great cymbals. The little mixer just for monitoring, and Sennheiser HD24. The set is mic'd. I can start tracking immediately. Overhead mics. Really nice snare. And a smaller one. And bongos, the didgeridoo. And here's my production desk. I use a Mac with a PC as slave. I run my play libraries on the PC. Drum machine, monitors, Adam AX77 and Yamaha MSP5, and little desktop speakers. I use the Presonus central station monitoring. I also got Sennheiser HD600 and extreme isolation headphones. So here's my patch bay. I use a Mode 2 interface, Universal Audio preamp, and one from Focusrite, TLA and DBX. Some books and libraries. One cool thing is I can change the colors. So, really like it. So, this is my studio.
So Christoph, we got to ask you, which color for which type of cue?
Red for the more aggressive stuff, and blue for the more scary things, and green is my mixing color.
I'm glad you have such solid answers for this. I'm surprised. That's really interesting. So, you know, I know what a lot of people are thinking. They're watching this, they're thinking, oh, it's a new trailer company. You know, they're probably just starting out. This is cool. And then, bam, they see your studio and they're going to be like, man, I'm screwed. You know, how am I going to make music like this? So talk a little bit about your inspiration, because if you walk into that studio and you're not inspired to make a sound of anything, that's going to be difficult. So what is your inspiration when you say, okay, I'm going to write a new trailer cue? You've got a blank screen, a blank canvas, whatever. Where do you go to first? Do you sit down on the drums? Do you play some riffs on the guitar? Do you open up a string library and play some chords? Where do you find your inspiration?
Okay.
Yeah, I would say it's totally different. With every track, it's really totally different. And normally, I start to compose with a piano because it's my main instrument. And the inspiration I get from I had one inspiration from a movie that I saw. I didn't know the name from the movie, but it was a really nice movie about nature and a man who go out to the nature and lives there alone. His whole life, and I saw this film in TV, and after that I was going to the studio and recorded a song, and that was my inspiration at this moment.
say it's just a normal day of work and you've got to wake up and you got to write a cue. Where do you go from there?
To write a new cue?
Yeah.
Inspiration for the new cue. Oh, normally I go out to the nature. When the sun is shining, I go out and lay me in the sun or think about what could I write. But sometimes I just sit here in my studio and write totally crazy things and don't make me a mind about it. Yes, I just write something out of my head. I don't think about it. And sometimes that was the same thing with the song of Elven Storm. Elven Storm was just a surprise. I sit there on the piano, play something like that, and orchestrate it together. And
yeah.
And it's totally different. It can be everything.
That's interesting. Does that surprise you? Does it surprise you where the inspiration can come from? That you can like be looking at something or watching something or listening to something and get an idea to do something totally new based off of that inspiration?
Sometimes there comes out to totally shit, yeah. But sometimes there's really a great song out there of this inspiration. So not everything that we do is really great. It's totally normal that there are good songs and bad songs as well. So that's normal life.
Yeah, and we're gonna jump right into Elven's Dawn in a second, but let me just follow up with Christoph on this question. Where do you find your inspiration, Christoph? Where do you naturally go to start an idea or to start a melody or something like that?
It also really depends. Sometimes I'm just playing on my keyboard, piano line, and I sit for an hour and nothing good comes out of it. And I switch to the guitar, for example, and suddenly there comes a new idea. And I always switch instruments, and it happens when you don't stop, just going further. And if it don't work, changing the instrument always helps me. And going from, it could be anything. It could be just a little drum pattern, and from that on I doing the strings, and suddenly it's building up. And it don't need to be a big idea. It's almost every time that it just starts from a small melody line or just a small rhythm that I have in my head.
We've got a question here on Ustream. Rich is asking, in terms of arrangement, do you start with the biggest section first and work your way backwards, or do you work linear? You start with the first note and you write the cue like that?
It also depends. If I'm doing trailer stuff with a strong melody line, I try to build this part first. And if I'm doing a percussion track, for example, then I build it up from small to big, and then when I have something, I rearrange it and put it in a good order, which sounds good for me.
So, I think we should stop everyone from waiting, but we should play Elven's Dawn here. And Michael, we'll follow up on it after we listen to it, but is there anything you want to say before we play it here?
So, I'm really proud for this cooperation with Christoph and especially Julie Elven, the female singer on this video and song. And I think it's one of the biggest productions that we did at this time. And yeah, I hope you have fun with the song and gives you inspiration too, and you like it like we like it.
All right, Here we go. Here's Elven's Dawn. Wow, nice job, guys. Incredible.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit more about Julie Elven?
So Julie Elven comes from Germany, here from Munich, totally south from Germany. And I started a collaboration with her at the beginning. I heard a song from her with his name is Ivan Torrent, I think so. And the song was Icarus, and I heard this female voice, and he said to me, "Oh man, this voice is so great, it's so emotional, you have to do something with this girl this moment." And I write her on SoundCloud too. And he said to her, "Yeah, this song is really great. Can we make something together? First, let's talk about something non-profit, okay? And let's look about what can grow up out of this song. What can we make with this collaboration, okay?" And so Julie said yes to me. I sent her the instrumental of Elven Storm. I did it before. And after that, Christoph came to us with the drums. He programmed the drums of Elven Storm, and so it goes everything up. And it's really proud to work with Julie Elven. Really a great performance. It's just like great.
Yeah, I think it's a great match. The vocal is ethereal yet serious. It's not too like floaty, angel-y, you know what I mean? It really has a nice tone to it, a really good quality that fits the cue. Very, very nice. We got a question here from Landon Prophaser. How's it going, Landon? He's asking, how long is the process of recording and orchestrating and mixing a track like this? How long does it take to do a big, huge production like this?
I don't know. How long do we used to do? How much time did we spend on Elven Storm?
This track was about 3 months. From November last year until February this year. It was really to finish this song was a time about 3 months to record the vocals and the instruments and it was a hard thing to orchestrate this all together. The instrumental song was finished, but as the vocal from Julie Elven came to us, she sent it to us. It doesn't really fit together, so we had to make a new to create a new mix that it really fits with Julie's vocals. So it was really about 3 months.
3 months, okay. And then
I put some which were already in and added some other stuff and did a lot of it was a lot of work to make her vocals sound good, and I built it around the mix around her vocals and had to drop some things, and yeah, it was hard to figure it out.
Yeah. Did you put those things back in for like a no vocal version, or the track morphed into this new thing completely?
There's not an extra version. It's just
that.
Without vocals.
Yeah. Okay, great. We've got a couple more cues here I want to get to. Christoph, you pick. Do you want to go with Born of Desire or Drums of War?
Let's listen to Born of Desire.
Or Despair. I'm sorry, Born of Despair.
Born of Despair. Yeah.
And anything you want to tell us about this before we listen?
I used heavy guitars on it, and guess what amp I used.
Okay, so here we go. Born of Despair. This is a brand new track as well. Nice work. Excellent job, guys. Very cool cue. A question I get asked a lot, which I'll throw back at you guys, is how do you come up with your titles? Especially for cues with no vocals or anything. People ask me that all the time. How do you come up with these names? And I have my various reasons. But how do you come up with a title like Born of Despair?
Yeah. After it is finished, I listen to it and try to imagine some things which emotions or what thoughts, whatever comes to my mind, and then I'm choosing the title for it.
Okay. Yeah. It just happens. Okay, we're almost at our quick fire round. But before we get to that, just want to ask a question about since you guys are a unique situation and collaborating, in different countries and on the internet. I think that's really cool that you guys are just doing it instead of wondering how to get into the business. You're just doing it. You're just saying, hey, we can write music. I like your style. I can provide some stuff. How do you? Maybe I'll ask Michael. Michael, what is something that Christoph brings to the table that you don't have, that helps you with your songs? What does that side of the collaboration bring to your compositions and your overall product?
Yeah. So what Christoph really can great programming is these total energy drums, total organic, total metallic, and that is something that I couldn't make before. Good natural drum programming. That's because I haven't played drums before, and on a keyboard and on a patterns it's really hard to program them. Okay, so this was the main part that Christoph is really a good drum programmer. And it fits all the music of me. I often send him some cues of mine with drums for me, and he says, "Oh no, come, let the drums out, I make them." And after he practiced drums, I said, "Oh man, that's just I'm just wondering how you can make this." That's collaboration for both of us. Yeah? So every composer has his good things and smaller things to compose.
To work on, maybe. So, Christoph, what about you? What's something that Michael brings to the table that adds to this collaboration?
Yeah, he's very good at writing good melody lines and choir stuff, and he is very good at writing emotional lines, and these big, nice, epic themes. He's very good at it.
Cool.
And same goes here. I send him my tracks, and he's doing the melody lines.
Interesting.
On it.
That's cool how it fits together, and you find what works and what you do well and what you need help on and stuff like that. All right, so that brings us to our quick fire round, guys. We're going to talk samples first. I know a lot of people always ask about what samples people are using these days. When I say the word strings, what comes to your mind right away? Christoph.
Spitfire audio and ATO Adagio.
All right, we'll go next one to Michael. Brass.
Presses. I use a lot of EWQL presses, Hollywood presses.
Hollywood brass.
Yeah, Hollywood.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll go back to you, Michael, for choir.
Choir. What is choir?
Chor.
Singing.
Singing. Oh yes. ATO Requiem Pro.
Requiem Pro. All right, great. Christoph, what's in terms of samples, what's the latest, greatest thing you've got? What's your new best thing? You're just super excited about what?
Sable.
Okay, Spitfire Sable strings and stuff?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right.
And I'm waiting for Hans Zimmer percussions.
Yeah, everyone, they've had that ad up there for like 6 months now. I think they have that ad up there just so we'll buy all the other stuff. So we'll keep checking their website. Okay, either one of you can answer this one. Synth. What's your go-to synth?
Omnisphere.
Omnisphere for you? How about you, Michael?
I love Korg. Korg synths, that's totally awesome. Korg.
Which one? Quark?
Korg? Do you know Korg?
No. How do you spell it?
K-O-R-G.
Korg? Okay. I gotcha. All right. Which one? Which synth? Is there a specific one?
I have only one.
Oh,
I
okay.
can tell you.
Okay.
I have it as a plugin, but it's really, really awesome.
Cool.
I just say Korg.
Yeah.
Korg.
All right, that covers it. All right. In terms of effects, Christoph, distortion. What's your go-to distortion? In the box or out? Your amps and pedals. What do you go to for distortion?
In the box, I really like the driver plugin from Native Instruments, and I've got lots of distortion pedals, and I use my distortion while recording.
Yeah. Okay, we're almost done here. Michael, reverb.
Reverb. Oh, I use reverb from Steinberg. The reverb, always. Boomworks.
So are you a Cubase user?
Yes.
How about you? Are you also, Christoph? Are you a Cubase user? Or
I recently switched to Cubase. I worked in Logic, but as 7 came out, I switched.
okay.
And my reverb is my favorite reverb are Quantum Leap Spaces for orchestral stuff, and the Plate EMT 140 from Universal Audio.
Okay, great. 2 more. Delay. Favorite delay plugin. Let's say that.
Cooper Time Cube from Universal Audio.
Okay. I'm not aware of that one. How about you, Michael? What's your delay?
Steinberg delay.
Steinberg delay.
I have everything.
All right. Well, I get where this is going. How about percussion? I know you've got a drum set right behind you, Christoph. What's your go-to percussion, say, MIDI percussion libraries?
I use lots of them.
Favorite one of the moment, like this week, you're using
Cinesamples.
Cineperk?
Cineperk.
That stuff's good stuff. Okay, and last but not least, mastering. What do you put on your stereo bus?
Ozone. Isotope Ozone.
Oh, Isotope Ozone. Okay.
Universal Audio plugins.
Cool.
Yeah,
Great. Well, you guys passed. Excellent answers, and we're just about out of time here. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to? Anyone you want to thank, or any sponsors or fans or?
Yeah. Thank you for having us here, and thanks to Rain Wenzel for doing this promo video, and to Daniel Goland for doing the Elven video, and also to Koke Nunes Gomez, who did the logo and the artwork for us, and also to my family for supporting me, and love you guys.
I just want to say thank you to Park of Week, to Trailer Music News. They helped us really at the beginning to promote our music, was really important. Trailer Music Vibe, Soundtrack and Trailer Music, the different sites on Facebook and internet. My family as well, too. And especially, we want to thank you that you have invited us to this great show and give us the opportunity to talk with you and promote us ourselves. It was really a great thing.
Great. Well, it's my pleasure. You know, it's great to meet you guys. We're on different sides of the world, and it's so cool to reach out to different composers who are doing the same things and see how we're all working on the same types of projects and using the same types of gear and going for the same thing. And it's really inspiring, and I hope it's inspiring people who are watching the show as well. And thank you guys for making time. I know it's about 10 p.m. there right now, so thank you for staying up and joining us and letting everyone hear your stuff and see into your guys' studio and your workflow. And I know everyone's going to really appreciate this.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, so we'll be looking, where can people find you on the internet?
So they can go on www.blackphoenixmusic.com, also blackphoenixmusic.com, and on Facebook just type in Black Phoenix Music or our email info@blackphoenixmusic.com. Yeah.
All right, thank you guys, and thank you everyone for watching, and we will be back next week with a brand new show.